And thank you for joining us here at ET Now. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Ashisha and Meryl, for having me on the show this morning.
Right, sir. So first up, let's talk about the order win. Upwards of 1,000 crores. That's a 1,013 crore export order from a North American customer. Tell us more about this.
Well, thank you. We continue to focus on our defense exports market. We have our capabilities through our Naismith subsidiary. So given those relationships with the end customer, we were able to bag a $104.9 million extended range base bleed shell order, which will be executed towards the end of this year into the first half of next year. So the extended range is a new generation base bleed on the 155 platform, which is the predominant artillery used around the world in conflicts.
Okay, so that's about the 1,013 crore order that you've won. Sir, morning, Ashesha this side, and thank you for joining us today. Does this order pave the way for many other orders that we should likely expect going forward, not only from this North American customer, but even from other global customers for that matter?
No, absolutely. Right now, the NATO markets and North America markets are highly depleted in their ammunitions. Therefore, we see great demand for continued orders to be placed, not just from this customer. And also the shift towards extended range, which is a technologically advanced capability, right? Therefore, we expect from our progression from the filled fuses that we announced a couple of months ago to the M107 shells as well. Now we have this large base bleed extended range order. So we expect this to continue for the next few years as there is replenishment of the depleted global inventories.
Understood, Mr. Raju. Now, I want to understand where your order book position currently stands now, given that this is quite a substantial order. And you have said that this will be margin accretive. Also give us some sense about how much additional margin does this have or does this bring to your company versus your normal margin range?
Sure. So let's first talk about, what is our order book. This is just one of our verticals in our platform. So, defense exports, we've announced the 3 orders to date. But we have our large civil aerospace demand through our Naismith operations in the UK. So that is a steady, foreseeable 7-year order book that, firm order book that we see. So this will continue to add to that aerospace order book that we have. We are seeing this order to generate upper teens in our margins. Right, and we expect as we get into full-scale production that we will enhance that margin profile for this order book.
Okay, so that's as far as the margin profile is concerned. But let's also talk about the revenue guidance now for FY27. 1,000 crore order has now been added to your book. What will your full year guidance be for FY27 from 492 crores of revenue that you reported in FY26? What will your revenue guidance be for FY27 now?
We've been very fortunate in winning large orders, and unfortunately, we're not giving any guidance right now until our Q1 earnings results in a couple of weeks. So we do have a large, consistent order book over the next 7 years, which we'll be giving some guidance during our earnings announcements.
All right, understood, sir. Tell us this instead. Now, with 85% of your revenue coming from international markets, how is demand shaping across these markets? Can you give us some color on that?
Sure. India is quickly entering into the global supply chain of a lot of OEMs across civil aviation as well as in defense. So in this aspect, even though we are 85% of our contracts are in foreign currency, and for export, Make in India efforts that we are aggressively pursuing, it will be Make in India, right? It's just that our contracts are overseas, which have a very different program mix as well as margin mix into our earnings. What we'll continue to do is, as much as possible, manufacture that in India, right? So we are playing on the global platform. There is continued growth in the civil aviation sector as well as in the defense sector, which is the push of the government of India. So there's huge tailwinds chasing us for getting more contracts in the near term.
Okay, so that's as far as the Make in India mission is concerned, and the company says that it is focusing on making in India in line with the Make in India mission. But thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now and talking